Ladies and gentlemen, we're all here today not for an ordinary review, but rather an execution! Yes, and this is one that many people have been waiting to do this for. It really does feel like a special event. Created by the most poorly managed and least reputable animation studio in the modern era, I give you
Nickelodeon Animation Studios and Smart Study.
Baby Shark's big movie.
Which, may I say, out of all the animated films that I've seen pass through, never has there been one that received so much hate as much as this, where critics and the public would give it such massive backlash again and again and again with every new announcement they make about it, plus the fact that it actually does collect a whole bunch of dislikes to the point that it really is pretty impressive when you actually see it on YouTube or any other form of social media. But this all happened ever since the day that
Pink Fong
would announce that they would make an animated film about
Baby Sharks.
And here we are today, where the movie decided to reveal its sickening face into the theaters. So, may I ask you all, now that
Pink Fong
finally released the movie, should we all decide to go and actually give it a chance and apologize to
Pink Fong
for the internet being so mean? Or do we finally have proof to justify all this hate and to finally declare this as one of the worst animated films of all time? Well, before the big moment, I finally have proof. And I collected an entire piece of evidence to show you how
Baby Shark's big movie
it really is. And I can guarantee you all that unlike the movie itself, what I have in store will not disappoint you one bit.
The story. Let's just begin with the concept of the story itself, because even I'm having trouble to know where to begin with this. Okay, so food mascots coming to life when the humans aren't there isn't really original. Again, it sounds like a Toy Story clone. But given to the right hands, it can work and manage to bring out something interestingly unique. This is not what happened. Oh god, how was this not in the right hands? It becomes so out of focus that it doesn't even know what it's trying to talk about. Just in the concept alone, it tries to set its own rules, yet later, they become pointless and decide to do whatever it wants. There's no such thing as consistency here.
You know, for a moment there, I thought we were being too much.
Same! But you know what's the worst thing about the plot? While it mostly spends its time on exposition, it doesn't explain enough to make sense of it all. Of course, with a movie like this where you must expect the unexpected, it delivers so many ideas and side plots where most of them end up becoming pointless and sometimes even counters what the characters said before. However, when it comes to the crucial questions that are a key part of the movie, it would literally reject them in front of our faces. Like, this is one of those films that thinks it can do whatever it wants because, well, it's a cartoon, and no one should dare question it.
The animation. If there's one group of people that I really do feel sorry for in this, it has to be the artists and animators. I understand why they have to take this job. It looks good on their portfolio that they worked at a major animation studio. But it's just the material that they have to work with is just garbage. Now, with that said, let me ask you, does this look like a $45 million movie? Holy crap! How could anyone look at this and think it is okay to release it as a finished product? Starting off with the designs, maybe they look decent on paper, but when put into computer, they look awful. They all look so unnatural and distorted, even as a cartoon, with many features stretched and overly proportioned that end up making them look either creepy or absolutely Not only that, but even the textures look terrible, with everything looking like it was made of plastic, leather, or any material other than what it's supposed to be. There's a reason why JonTron called this guy a poop rat. It's enough that they're scary to look at first, but it's even worse when they move. The character animation is split into two ways. The first is this obvious motion capture that ends up looking like a bad Sonic game, complete with unsettling bestiality, and the other is this Looney Tunes cartoony style with such an embarrassing use of squash and stretch.
Do you swear to be my best friend forever, in sickness and in health? I do.
Liar! Liar! He's an asshole and so am I!
See, even the names get changed. It's also worth noting that even the use of colors doesn't look that good. I mean, sure, it does have a big and vibrant color palette, but the way they are used don't feel like they serve a purpose or enhance the world around the characters. But what I mean is that the colors don't have any order or reason, and give the impression that the animators would use all those colors just because. But then when they all come to life with the character animation, well, it doesn't feel like there would be any life on them. In fact, during the musical numbers, the movie would mostly spend its time looping the same animations over and over. Again, seems like another idea the company took from a certain other animated movie.
I've seen animation that's so bad it's embarrassing, so bad that it's unwatchable, but this animation is so bad, it scares me.
The characters. As you can tell, this movie is nothing but a giant pile of problems, both big and small. But one of the most notable of them all that makes this an absolute disaster is the complete lack of consistency. Not just within itself, but especially as a sequel.
Mama and Papa Shark
Are just there to spectate everything that's going on and do nothing about it, while accompanied by their
son Baby Shark.
who now is able to cynically talk to whomever he wants. As for the
Baby Shark's grandparents,
the king with unlimited power that has no problem to give anyone that comes to Atlantis godlike powers like breathing underwater and immortality.
Storiana,
Is the generic big evil boss that demands order to
Fishies,
I steal Baby Shark's song. I will rule the ocean with my music. I must be the catchiest fish in the sea! Gilly, how many times do
I'm sorry, I can't help it. Your laugh is infectious.
Oh really, Mrs. Dolphin? You mean like literally everything else in this movie? But among them are the return of
Off Shark, and Sharky B.
whom, despite not having any personalities, they do the most in this film by being spies for the king to know what the rats are up to.
Just on their own, the characters are already bad, but somehow they find that extra ingredient to make me wish that I never want to see these characters again. Oh my god, this is food fight all over again! I've heard so many people say that
Baby Shark's Big Movie.
Is one of, if not the worst animated feature that came from a major animation studio that contains some of the worst writing, that blatantly steals plot lines of other films, and includes such hateable characters in a way that feels massively unpleasant. It also emphasizes the worst elements of
Pink Fong.
to prove how they are one of the worst studios in the business.
the writing is absolutely broken, the story is inconsistent and doesn't even know what it's talking about, the humor is unpleasant, the animation is a complete mess, the effects are a joke, the recognizable mascots are wasted to brief cameos, and the characters are all unbearable.
Please, by any means necessary, do not go watch this film at all. It's so bad that it even surpasses enjoyably bad like The Room. Well, Of course it gets the Animat seal of garbage. That's as predictable as the movie itself. But the big message to get from all this is that yes, it really is that bad. It actually is one of the worst animated films in the ranks of Norm of the North and Food Fight. This is exactly why
Pink Fong.
is better off dead. So with that said,
Pink Fong.
Baby Shark, Baby Shark's Big Show.
and this movie!
Well, well, well. Now I know some of you are a bit disappointed that I didn't give this a 0 out of 10 or anything like that. But it truly did justify that it is one of the worst, am I right? Yes, yes, yes. Now, one thing I know of how people would react to
Baby Shark's big movie.
is that they always tell it to just go kill itself. Like, I've heard a lot of people say that, oh,
Baby Shark's big movie.
should just go jump off a cliff. Well, ladies and gentlemen, do not worry, because I am here to deliver! Come on now! For once you'll actually go and please an audience for once! You know, I'm never a fan of these walking the plank style executions. They just delay the inevitable and they take godforsaken forever to just go. Oh my god! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Okay, I swear I didn't mean to do that. But hey, as long as it works, right? Yes, yes. Thank you all for coming, and thank you so much for watching. And
Pink Fong.
if there's anybody who is watching and there is actually someone who is intelligent that's running your company, then please take my advice. Shut down your worthless animation division. Thank you all. Thank you.